How are you, Brian?
Hey, nice to
Doing
meet you.
good. Nice to
Yes.
meet you. And let's jump in right into the topic of Gen Z realtor and what you think of how the young industry could be more outstanding with us being in an industry that is maybe a game changer. So tell us about some of your background and then what brought you into the real estate, honestly.
So before this entire real estate agents thingy, I was into short-term rental
Mm-hmm.
Airbnbs,
Yeah.
and basically the idea just so attract me that
Mm-hmm.
it's got me into okay, how do I eventually become a Airbnb host? So I think
Airbnb
the
host.
fastest way for me to do so is to somehow get into real estate,
Mm-hmm.
and I found out about the whole real estate agent thing,
Yep.
and I feel like yeah, it's something that I always want to do, like to help people out, and I get to work with the real estate.
Mm-hmm.
I get more connection,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what got me into becoming a real estate agent.
I mean, it's obviously like heck of a cool game. There's so much
I
way and
know, right?
strategy you could
Yeah.
go in. Like just like you say, Airbnb, you could potentially do a lot with Airbnb, like short-term rental, long-term rental, and
Hmm.
I guess Airbnb is kind of like Uber, a game changer in the real estate
It is. It is.
industry comparing to most of the other real estate people were back then where people only know that when you're going to real estate, you're just going to be doing selling and then buying and investing. That's like the only thing people could thought
Yeah, exactly. There's way much more thing for you to do,
of.
like in terms of the real estate.
Yep.
And what about you? Like, what got you into doing real estate?
Honestly, for me, I didn't really get into real estate until like I began doing the college because that's how
Okay.
my major went to UCSD doing real estate development. That's when I began to learning. I really thought at first going into the major was really just learning about selling houses, buying houses too,
Right.
because that's what most people think of real estate. When most of the time that's the only thing you see around. But
Hmm.
in fact, there's so much more deep in. Like my story started so long ago. There's so much more to explain, but we'll keep it short and cut it short here where I was just got really into looking at houses because I think they were pretty cool, such as seeing the different architecture when you looked at the luxury houses, like how they do the design and
Yeah.
you're being able to interact with people, just such as meeting people great like you, right? Oftentimes you get to talk to people, meet different people, you learn different stuff.
Hmm.
There's so much more in this game rather than just talking about making the money at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Although this is important, but I'll say it's more important is the experience because just like you said, if I ever wanted to be Airbnb host, I need to get started somehow, right? In
Yeah.
the real estate.
You
Like,
just somehow to get started.
yeah, somehow to get started because owning a rental property is very expensive, honestly. It's a
Hmm.
lot you need to take care of. And oftentimes people at a young age like us, we probably won't have the capability and the money to afford that. Unless your parent is like a billionaire, then that's the other case,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But most of the time, I think it's very important for us to just get started, just to
Yeah.
learn about the
Just get
industry.
started, just get learning, just get inside the game as soon as
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Yep.
And you figure out like whether you want to do sales, you want to do investing,
Mm-hmm.
whether you want to help other pupils with real estate.
Yep.
Yeah. You figure it out like along the ways.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's just very important to get him early and then start early. That's how you gain the experience, earn the trust, and build up your trustworthy. And coming along with that, what do you think brings up the trust for people to trusting such a young real estate agent such as me and you, competing to someone that's been in the industry that's like 30 plus years,
I
whereas
know.
even more than our age,
I
which is
know. I
insane.
know. That's a forever topics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, young people like us. I remember. I believe you're a seniors in college.
Oh, actually, that's the other way turning around. I'm just a freshman starting off, going
Freshmen.
into sophomore.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So the fact that we are so young, and the fact that we just got into real estate, what
Mm-hmm.
makes all the people to like want to work with us,
Yep.
right? But I think not just in real estate, in everything in general, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like
Definitely.
things keep changing, right?
People look for the
And
experience one all the
everything
time.
keeps changing. Let's say like we have a new lawsuit in real
Mm-hmm.
estate. So the point is, I feel like it's the ability to adapt to the
Yep.
new stuff
Yep.
is what really strong
Yep.
about us, the young one. And because we just got into the games,
Yep.
we would actually do everything we can, right? Like
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
100%,
Yeah. Definitely.
150% more than what other regular agents
Mm-hmm.
they're willing to do. And we want to do our best to prove ourselves.
Yep.
So that's why we will give you the full attention from us.
Mm-hmm.
And And besides, it's not just you or me. We're working with that agent, with the clients. We also have our brokers. We have a whole teams behind
We're
us.
hungry.
Yeah, we have everyone. Basically, we can do whatever the other agents can. It's just the time we got here, just not as long, but we can basically do every single thing like that. And we got the ability to adapt to the new stuff. And just like you, I saw you got more into social media. And can you tell us a bit about why you're choosing like social medias to grow your sales in real estate?
Yep. I mean, honestly, I'll say social media is like a huge game that you go into, and I always look up to the person, Gary Vee. We always talk about content, and the day trading attention, because nowadays I realize people like other realtor, not to hate on them, but they spend a lot of advertising money, such as on a bus stop, putting out their posts. Like you will definitely see that around all the time around the city, especially here in San Diego. It's like every realtor just gotta get their confident picture out there like that.
Exactly.
But what I think was like where people got their attention and where most people isn't doing most of the part art is the social media, which is they put in lack of effort in there. If I'm able to make a difference being in that industry, that's what made me outstanding, which is why now they were a lot of content creator, like just on TikTok, they could be famous just like posting one video or the next video they post, and you just won't know if they go viral, or they might just brings in more client or leads that they get to talk to, which is so undervalued. A lot of people isn't really looking at it, and it's just, I say it's more like a supply and demand thing, where you got a lot of people who's willing got money to advertise, but they isn't spending it on the pain point. Where most of the time people spend, like, if you look at yourself, you spend most of the time on your phone, right?
Exactly.
You will scroll through your phone. Like, no way you go outside just to look at a billboard while driving. Like, it's very like least likely now comparing to before. But what about you? Did you kind of want to sort of get into the social media game too along the way?
Yeah, I've always been a huge believer about social media. I think it is such a great tool for you in terms of getting your exposure.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Like you will get way more exposure that way than a billboard. Maybe someone can see your face, but how many people can actually type in the numbers?
Yeah,
That's like what they're driving. That's the thing. Yeah, so I think I am also a huge believer about social media, and just like you, I'm trying to get more content out there. I think it's gives me more exposures. And I think it's very important for anyone to get into social media is have to have their target audience. Right.
Definitely.
I think
and matter of fact, even after having this conversation, there still be real estate agent out there that's gonna prove us wrong, saying that, oh, social media is not gonna work. Who's gonna buy from like a silly kid doing Instagram work? But at the end of the day, I think like just because doing real estate doesn't mean you have to sell or buy houses, because you can always be friends with your client, make investment. At the end of the day, if you have the reputation to build up, that's what makes you outstanding at this point, honestly.
Yeah. That's the good points right there. It's not about sales is true, like it does prove something.
Yeah, it does prove.
But it's about your knowledge about real estate. It's about your connection with other people around you. That's about who you are, your personal brand. So that are you a good guys for them to work with you? Are you a reliable guys? It's all about all the other things, how you treat each other, how you improving your knowledge in real estate, how you be able to help out other pupils.
Because
that's
oftentimes, like, I think of this question myself too. So like if you were doing a relocation and then you're trusting an agent from a whole nother state that you never met before, that you don't even seen on the media before, or like everything people nowadays, they just go on Google, they go search it, right? Or TikTok, Instagram, they go look for that person. If there's no existence of you being online, what make me trust you to make the offer and deal? Obviously, if you think about it, if you were like, for example, moving here from San Diego to New York, how would you trust a real estate agent out there, for example, if they wasn't like Ryan Serhan, if they have no reputation, no connection, that you just don't know? Like, even they could say it, but like people oftentimes just, you could BS about it, I'll say honestly.
Honestly, so I get it. The sales thingy, it is a way for you to prove your ability, your powers. But I think beside that, there's more ways for you to expose yourself out there, like social media. So I think it is always a good thing. And Yeah. Beside that, what is the other thing? The other things you think young real estate agents can do for them to stand out?
Yeah, I'll say honestly, just having social media in mind is got to be number one in a real estate game right now. If you're not in it, you got to get in it because that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah.
Where you will, especially with this new lawsuit, if you think about it, someone who didn't sign a contract with you, you can't show them or else you get penalized. Like that sounds insane, which is why a lot of stuff is not being transparent, which is why there's goes this lawsuit. And oftentimes, I'll say it's important for us to have social media and online branding to displays all this transparency, which eliminate, because at the end of the day, I'm confident enough. I don't got to sign a contract with someone else before getting into a certain deal because they're trusting me enough. They're my true fan within my community that I spend years and years over time building up the social media brand and just being around them, giving them the attention, showing them that I'm doing what I'm doing, rather than putting all the work secretly, closing all the doors. They won't even know if I sold a house or did whatever. But this also brings up to another point. Some like to use the social media to really brag about all their luxury life and lifestyle. I guess it's cool every once in a while. Everyone want to have that ego, but at the end of the day, what makes you build up a closer relationship with you and your client is just having that empathy inside of what you post with a post. Such a thing like if you ever saw like a post your client having a bad day, maybe you could do it in a comment, tell your client whatsoever, like cheer them up. It could be a whole different way of connecting with your client.
Yeah, so and now they will say, oh, so this actually a real person. It's not just like some fiction guys on the internet. So making real connection, real action, real interaction with other peoples, which the one that you generated from all of your social media content, follows with them, making them have a feeling of like, okay, you are a real person and you do care about other pupils, which I think is a good way for you to build up, your connection with them and everything. So yeah, I think it is a very good point.
Yeah.
And
I mean, honestly, just for us to even meet each other, we found each other on social media at first. Like, that's how insane the power is. All the realtors, they talk to each other and stuff. I mean, what really got you into really decided to begin to work with me, and then we get along this whole process together?
Hey, because you posting about all the house tour you're going, I was like, okay, this guy, he's really passionate about his work, and I think you have a very good potential. And I think, hey, maybe I can learn something from you, and maybe we can connect up. Maybe we can,
I'm learning
do something together. So it's just all about a connection, and try to give other people your values, and try to build just a better connection. The more people your network is your network.
Yeah, that's basically it. However much people and just like always have in mind, like all you gotta give, and just providing all the value, because you won't know what you're gonna receive next, and your ROI, return on investment on this could be like huge, because you could make a post and all of a sudden go viral. Like I have a couple posts I made about like the safest city or whatever. It got like 5 million plus.
That's crazy.
But like you probably couldn't even do that with the amount of money you spend on advertising a lot of time. And I just think it's very important people to accept us, our younger generation, to start making a change in social media, because I once got into like not an argument, but like a realtor that kind of didn't like what I was doing. It's like I was doing virtual tour. I told them that I was showing my audience and my client and my community, because the people around me, they're ready to buy it as well. But like there's the fact that they just don't think I have a legitimate buyer because it's online. But that's what I say of people. They gotta believe that move along with the technology and social world, such a way where you have Nokia back then, a phone brand BlueBerry, such a thing. They didn't want to change their little touching pad thing compared to Apple, which now you see no one ever using that, I don't think, or Apple just dominating, because they're willing to be the difference. They're willing to stand out to be the person that does social media, honestly.
Same thing applies to everything. Things keep changing. It's your ability to adapt to it and actually use that to leverage yourself. To get, to get yourself out there. That is how you win in markets that keep changing. So
and matter of fact, I think just posting a social media, like I do see some realtor does it, like they make like a commercial video for the home
Right.
that isn't best for like the regular screen. Like, you know how you scroll through Instagram, it's like horizontal or vertical, right? A different way. But a lot of time they don't do it, like they don't spend extra effort for it.
Right.
Which why I think it's like a missing pie that is just sitting on the table that for us to get, because we're taking advantage of this. Like one video I post, although I may not get leads or client out of it, but at least I'm getting exposure. I'm getting like a couple thousand of people, tens of thousands of people to see a video I post that I could repurpose it and does it multiple times and just repeat the process.
Yeah, and the fact that you posting like almost every single day, right?
Yeah, I mean consistently.
Every single day. So basically, what's that tell other people is that, okay, this guy have credits. He willing to he posts so consistently. He tours so many houses.
Yeah.
This is the guy that I would like to find, to look, to text, to reach out if I want to work with, if I want to find a beautiful house, like all of the one that he comes to, because he can find good houses.
Yeah.
So I think because of you posting so, like every single day, it's build up your credibility like so much more. And
I think it's just like an offense and defense game where a lot of time people are waiting for business to come to them. Like they might, if they're lucky enough, right, to get a listing, they put it on Zillow, whatever. They're waiting for the business to come to them, and they're not outreaching for anyone. Honestly, I'll say, because oftentimes with social media, if you put like the ads, it's straight up pop up on someone's pages, or if you start texting someone about it, or friends and family could share that post easily. I think you're doing far much more for reaching out for exposure in terms of bringing a listing together. Because honestly, I'll say, if I were having a bigger budget for advertising, I think I'll close the sales probably faster and better than anyone that just put it on the market, even though they claim they have 30 years of experience. Because at the end of the day, when you put the property on the market, you're pretty much, everyone look the same. You're back on like the starting line where you're all like, just, how should I say this? kind of like every agent looks the same because you're selling the houses at that point. And then what makes you outstanding is you're willing to put in advertising funds to do social media, which is extra beyond, rather than someone just leaving it there on Zillow, that just letting it sit on the market for 100+ days, which oftentimes I see that's like a problem and issue.
Exactly. So if you really think about it, the whole buying and selling process is the same. You will have to go through every single same steps. And the social media is the extra, you add-ons for the advertisements. So I would say between us, or like let's say an agent with 30 years of experience, we all have to do the same step to get that client's house. And we have everything we need, every knowledge we need. So they can close the deal. We can also close the deal. It's just the extra effort we're willing
to put in extra mile.
Makes the difference. And that's really. And I also think like doing so, maybe it's not. Maybe you will not just get the benefits from all the leads. I think it also build up your personal brand, and that is so valuable. It will never dies out, right? As long as you keep it, keep posted, keep telling people what you're about. You got that personal brand, and you can leverage the personal brand to many other stuff beside real estate. You can do everything. You can do like brand deals. You can do, if you have enough audience.
That's how content creators make a living.
So
honestly,
you don't really need to be a real estate agent. If you have your personal brand up there, and you can convert into like doing social media, doing content about real estate. Get earned by YouTube.
It's like a huge topic to have around. And honestly, the craziest thing right now, like a lot of people not utilizing it, you gotta know it's free. That's what's crazy about it. You simply, like, people say you put in the time and effort. Like, I get it. Like, who doesn't put in the time and effort, right?
Everyone.
Even if you're cold calling, cold texting, why not put that time into doing social media, building up your brand? Or matter of fact, if I were running a real estate company right now, I got employee or realtor that's out there, if they were just sitting around every day, cold calling, all they're doing the same thing, repeating over, and they're not hitting a certain amount of conversion rate, I honestly suggest them to start doing like social media. Like, you can still cold call, but if you ever seen those videos on Instagram where you just set up a phone, you record yourself cold calling, and you show the process. Like, at least you're doing some content to generate your public's look of it and your credibility. Because oftentimes people are just not willing. They say like I'm shy, but like whatever. But if you want to make the big money, I don't care, you're introvert, extrovert, you gotta make a difference.
You have to put yourself out there. There's no other ways. There's no other ways. Yeah. If you want to getting monies, I think it's important to put yourself out there. And let's say for me, when I first recording myself, it was so awkward.
Yeah,
right? Everyone has the same experience. Yeah, it's just, but the more you do it, the better you're getting, and then the more you will feel less awkward and less shy.
Get more confident.
More confident. Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of the amount of quantity you do, because eventually with the amount of quantity you do, you're going to eventually lead to better quality work. You just got to start doing it more and more, and then slowly figure out which is the best for you.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll say personally, the reason why I make so much quantity amount of social media content based off of real estate, and like each house I go to, I can make like tons of like maybe 10 to 20 content if I was willing to, which I should start doing. But matter of fact that it reaches more people, first of all, it brings in more engagement. And what's even better is that it shows the creative side of me, because I'm able to do different content based off of copy where people can't even, they're struggling and thinking like, what content can I make in this house, or just such as in the social media game where people start doing mean, funny, like skit.
Right.
Like that brings in a lot of attention. That might bring in a client that want to work with you, and just being present on the internet, it shows ahead of time that the client who you truly are, because not everyone want to work with you, but the people who want to work with you, you already filter it out on the internet. That's what's cool about it.
And the piece of content, it's stay there. It's there forever.
Yeah.
So let's say you calling, they might remember of you, but they might forget about you.
Yeah.
Next second.
Yeah, you got like thousands of people calling them every day.
But if social media, if they, I'm thinking of this guy, look him up.
Oh yeah.
All of his information, all of his contents, what he do, what he's all about, is up there. So it's always there for them to see and get to know who you are. So yeah.
And in fact, for the people who are like insecure, I'll say, of like your information being exposed on the internet, like trust me, if someone want to find your information nowadays on the internet, it's all over the places. As long as they want to find it, they will find it. So it's nothing too much about being insecure or all the privacy stuff nowadays, because a lot of stuff are just being exposed on the internet world, where oftentimes we just don't have the key or advantage to it, because that's not what we're good at. But the thing that we can control is ourselves. So we just have to leverage our resource and then start creating content today and just generating more and more, and just like a supply and demand thing. There's just too much people consuming, watching. Not much people making, because if I know my video could get like 5,000 plus people watching, or plus like within like few hour or second right away I post it, then I know there is so much people watching and not much people posting. If you could think about this like a key metric.
Yes. We are so short on the creator side, and we have so many consumers. So yeah, you're doing the right thing. You leverage that. You know, there's not much creator, let's say in San Diego. There's not even that much like agent that do social media.
I can't even name like past 50 plus the top one that actually keep up consistently every day.
Every day is impossible. Like it's almost impossible, man. Yeah, but if you're willing to put in the effort, yes, you can do that. But what I'm saying is the shortage of creators. Let's just say in our city, there's not much like real estate agent creators. They don't. There's not much creators about real estate, and you are one of the few. And you just take the advantage over the shortage of creators. If no one's
doing it, why not just jump in and do it and be the difference?
And you can, and the longer you do it, you can start to becoming like, you know, the earliest in
the game, the early bird. I mean, that's how I think it is, because you got people that is like, maybe now is got Gen Z coming in, and then you're switching out the people that have been in the industry for 50 something years. Like maybe it's time for them to retire, but some are like really just enjoy and passionate about this industry. Like I've seen people who are like 60 something doing real estate, and they do social media too. Because they know the game, they know how it goes, and
they're willing to change.
They're willing to change and adapt. And honestly, that's the hardest part, because just like when TikTok first came out, people are not willing to go on TikTok because they are comfortable with having a lot of fan around, making content that's willing to generate so much view and stuff. Like matter of fact, I'm willing to start all over in the social media game where I were able to jump on YouTube, TikTok, all of that, and maybe even LinkedIn because it's B2B at the end of the day sometimes. It's all about willing to try the new thing and then just stop caring what other agents say, I'll say.
Yeah. And I think being active is very important. Being active in real estate, it's not it doesn't have to be sales. Maybe just do a house tour, do something related to real estate.
And keep yourself,
become an active agent. Like let's say like there's so many real estate agents. Let's say they have their license is like 10 years.
10 years.
But they don't even like use any of them for the last year. Like let's say they only work and close the deal for 1 year. The other 9 years they do nothing. So basically that 10 year is not even valid. It's just like one.
I would totally agree with your experience.
But if you stay consistent, you do house touring, you close deal, you do everything related to real estate. That's I consider as active, right? You're in the business, you're doing something. So you're
I think it's important to be like really have your own niche and then be deep and narrow into the concept of the real estate game, such as the way where if you're able to do shows, because like it's so many different strategies. There's still people I know for a fact they do cold call, cold email that work because they're just probably like an expert at it. They've been doing that over years and years, and something that they believe in. And it's very important for people to start off in a different way, and which why I want to give out this advice to all the new starting realtor. Like when I first started, no one was there helping me. I didn't know any idea where to start off, but I quickly got a grip of social media because that's what I was most experiencing from and most familiar with, and I know the strategy of social media is gonna work because that's what people's on it every day. That's what people see, and you just kind of have to believe in the strategy that you have and go dive in deep and keep doing it. Like if you were able to cold call and then close more deals than me doing social media, we'll keep up the cold calling because that's just the way of how you do business, I'll say.
Right. Yeah. If you're good at it, everything can be good and you can achieve in something if you're willing to do it long enough, you're willing to put enough effort into it. It's just but if you pick the social media's way,
might be just easier, might be the best leverage for you.
But the thing is you have to believe in it and you have to go all into it. And you just need a good strategies. You just need to try out different ways and pick your ways and stick onto it, right, until you make it. So I think that's very important to not quit midway or quit when you don't see any results. You have to expect to not seeing any results in the first time, like at first.
I mean, oftentimes I just see people on social media that does a lot of talk about like breaking down the San Diego stuff. And in fact, let's talk about this conversation here. So in fact, like what do you think we could make a difference out here? Like for example, using social media and the strategy to go deeper into real estate in San Diego specifically, because that's the market we're in and we're selling, and especially everyone trying to get into La Jolla, Del Mar, Rancho Santa Fe, all the luxury feel, right? What do you think that social media could be like? Could it be like a game changer? Could it be like just like a door opener for people to get to view these places, to see them all across the world with social media? Oftentimes, like such a small detail, I'll say, like going out to the beach. If you were able to record like a vlog or simply just showing out the location, so people get to know the area better before they come here, I think that's a huge advantage you have compared to any other agent who just come straight up cold approach to you and be like, this house here is great, this is this, blah, 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 all of that.
Social media can help people seeing the areas better, have the better looks, the videos from
the detail part of it too.
I feel like the videos is really what brings the house alive, you can have like the movements, you can see different angles of the house. It just gives the audience a better looks at the house as well as the neighborhood. So definitely. But San Diego is nice, man.
Definitely not. And matter of fact, I think it should be like a time to really step up the game and then begin to revolutionize, because with video tours, such as I know a lot of time, I got fans that out there DMing me, they want to see a house in certain price range and stuff. But after I show them the price and like just showing them on an MLS, they like, that house is like sink. It's like stink. There's no way they're going in there without under $1 million budget for a house, right? But sometimes if I'm able to utilize social media, I go off market property. That's like the big games is that because if I'm able to show every single small detail of the home throughout social media and the detail part, it saves time for them. Because at the end of the day, what the wealthy people or people that are looking to buy houses or people are hiring you, they're using you either for your time or for your expertise.
Right.
So I think it's very important where you save their time and show your expertise with the whole process of social media.
Just raise your values and make your time worth more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, but about the San Diego real estate, you know, like we are known for the beaches, you know, for the weathers.
Yeah.
People comes here during summers.
Yeah.
Or people stay because of the nice weather we have here. But why is our real estate so unique from the others?
Wow. I'll say this because
what is a few like standout points that you see in the San Diego real estate?
Especially here, like personally not being here for too long,
right?
But I already seen the difference here. People here definitely about the people and environment because that's what makes the difference. First, you got people who are really, really nice, who are enjoying the moment and the vibe, I'll say. Like the moment, because I was originally from Bay Area, the moment I arrived to here, San Diego, I knew it was like a different vibe. It was like a beach, ocean, coastal area that is more like chilling-ish. People know what they're doing. They got their job going, and they know how to separate out their weekends
and
enjoy the life in here. And matter of fact, I believe you were born and raised up here in San Diego.
I was born in Vietnam, and I got here in 2021.
2021.
So basically around 3 years. So I got here around the same time as you.
Oh, nearly. Yeah, okay, so I mean,
but
after spending 3 years, what do you think of it, honestly?
Hey man, like you, where I'm come from, we're busy every day. We wake up super early. We sleep super late.
Yep.
My city is kind of like the city that would go work in the morning and then party at night.
Oh yeah.
So basically, it's super fast and very crowded. But when I got here, the weather is what hits me the first. Yeah, here slower paces. People enjoy the days. They spend like, you know, let's say half a day for a beach, going out to the beach. And I just think the weather is better, less like the air is better, it's less polluted. And the real estate here to me is very diverse. Let's say you want something like modern-ish, you have it. You want something a bit older, you have it. You want something like a villa, you have it. Especially La Jolla areas.
Luxury,
When my first time getting to that neighborhood, the La Jolla shore.
It was different, right?
Yeah, it was different.
Shocked.
It was different.
I mean,
and it will be so hard for you to imagine that house on the MLS or on Zillow with that price point. But when you actually see it yourself with your own eyes, you say, okay, I really want this lifestyle. I really want to live here. And that's the fact that you go and see it really make you see the true values of the house.
Of the property.
Yeah.
I mean, people often say like our market is kind of insane and crazy because of the pricing is too high. Who want to pay this much to live in San Diego? But people say that, but everyone want to come here. That's where the supply and demand thing happens because you just have such a great lifestyle here and the great weather that people willing to invest the money to live here, which why you see big corporation took down the whole entire San Diego, reflipped them, put the houses, fix it up, and then put them on market because they know people want to come here, but they don't want to buy the old houses. So they see the opportunity here where they just fix up old houses, put them on a market, move-in ready, that nearly you would see a house that's like $1 million now, where back then should only be around $700K, which is like a whole different game. And especially in La Jolla now, where you got the luxury flipping, I'm not quite sure with their margin rate, how much they're making profit off of it. But I doubt it with the luxury flipping, they're going out at like a profit margin at least $1 million or so ish every time if they got like a super luxury flip. Like the craziest house I've seen before, where they took this one piece of land, this old house, they took it all down. They built up 2 buildings and they put up each for $3 million, which been sitting on the market for a really long time. And now it dropped down to like 2.5 million ish. But it's just insane if you could imagine an original house is only $1 million itself, the original price. And they did the development, building up 2 modern luxury home that is like 2,000 plus square footage with like 4-story. Which is, I did a property show before and went viral because people were hating on it a lot. Matter of fact, because
the hate does attract a lot more, like
like
more
attention. I'll say.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, people hated a lot on it, and it's just been sitting on the market. They've been switching out different listing agents to try to sell it out. But I'll say at the end of the day, just don't be a jerk. I'll say, because if you want to make development, I guess it makes sense. You make money, but like 2 houses very tied up on one piece of land, even though with
that's
a shortage, and they put up the price of like 3 million each. That's like insane.
So that one is just a piece of land. Does it have any house on it originally?
Yeah, definitely has house on it. So they took out the whole entire old houses, so moved it away, and then did a whole new development on the land, which the neighbor did hate it a lot.
Yeah, because you know, I get it. You got 2 houses, you got more values.
Yeah.
But I think I would rather prefer a single house on that same lot. Yeah, I get it. If you want to like cut cost of living, you can buy that duplex. I call it duplex, and then live in one side and rent out the other side. You could do so. Yeah, you could do so. But I actually see more and more people doing that all around San Diego.
Because such a like housing shortage, and you already know everyone want to come here, especially with the housing shortage itself.
Yeah.
And it's just like a supply and demand thing, kind of. We don't have enough supply, but there's so much demand. And even with supply, they're kind of just too much overpriced, surplus.
Yeah.
I'll say. And personally, like, it's really hard to say to buy a house here, to live here, and especially even with renting. Renting is expensive too, because that's directly correlated to the drop in houses. And most of the people, I'll say here, they don't get paid enough to actually afford a house to buy here.
That's true.
Which causing a huge problem. And people from out of state, they're not able to see houses here because they don't see a point of moving here just yet. Which why I think we need to have more social media exposure if you really want to make a game changer in San Diego, which that's the future, I say.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. People keep complaining about the price, but we are the city that they come to for vacation.
Yeah.
You know? So.
And matter of fact, let me show you a chart here.
Okay.
Which is very unique and diverse of how the San Diego housing market is. So you got the median price is $1.3 million, and I compare the housing market in San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose, and New York.
Okay.
Comparing, so you see all the median price, all the changes. And matter of fact, you look to the year-to-date growth. San Diego have 10% of growth from this 5-year chart that I'm showing you right now. San Francisco have only 1% because the price already been jacked up
always
so high.
Always so high.
And then you got San Jose, that's 8.4 coming right behind, and New York 6.8. So this really just tells us here that San Diego housing market is really unique, and everyone wanted comes here. Even matter of fact, you got COVID hit, housing price did not drop here. It went up instead. It's just like people want to move to Hawaii. If you're able to work from home like how we are doing right now, working at a place that isn't like an office space, which is why office space been tanking insanely. So why don't you want to live in a better location? And that just proves another point where San Diego here is just probably a great weather place for you to live, great lifestyle, and pretty much great in everything except your housing prices.
But if you can afford to buy a house and live here, it'll be so worth it. And we're only like 2 hours away from LA.
Yeah.
So basically
you're near the coast. You pretty much have the coastal living, and if you want to go inland, you could go down to like La Mesa, SDSU area, around that, or Rancho Santa Fe area, but you're still relatively close to the land. Isn't like where you're in Texas in the middle of like the desert. And the price, and that's what people say a lot about like moving to Texas itself, or people thinking of leaving California, but I just don't think the trend is gonna leave. People will still want to come here because it's like supply demand. You see people leave, you're gonna see opportunity here. People are gonna want to come back in, and the price is gonna keep going up. And
people leave to make space for other people to jump in. So I mean, at the end of the day, there's still people that willing to get into San Diego.
Like, there's all the people that are ready.
Here is nice, man. We got the beach, we got the mountain, we got the cities, everything. It's not like, and we are not like
we're
not an old town at all.
You do have places that's more historical here.
Like old town.
They separate it out very clearly, which the only thing I don't like I'm not hating on San Francisco or the Bay Area because I'm from there. I truly love it too. But it's just the fact that it's getting so much more messier with such as the homelessness.
It is.
All the police police activity, you know,
Yeah.
it's just getting insane, which that's what happened to every city as the downtown grows better, and then you got all the economic comings in, and then it just brings in so much different stuff. That's where how the whole game changes. But I think San Diego might be just a unique blend because every time you walk to a neighborhood in La Jolla, it's just much different.
Yeah, and I think we do have, you know, homeless, but on the other side we do have nice neighborhood. I think San Diego is just overall a very balanced city. Very balanced city. We have good, but we also have some bad, but it's balanced out.
And matter of fact, it's like only thing I don't like about here is like the road. If you ever drove down La Jolla, whatever, like those roads are so it's old and then it's so tight, and then like if you're not a really good driver, I'll say that's gonna be a headache at the end of the day, which is why I say living here is really just for the great lifestyle where you don't need to drive. You're a minute a walk away from beaches, which is why La Jolla is so expensive, because it's hard to drive around there and you just have to walk out to the beaches.
I see families just, you know, some of them even have like a golf carts.
Yeah. That's the way.
And also here we also have a Coronado Islands.
Coronado. I actually haven't been in there in person, which I'm really excited.
Oh, you haven't been there?
Yeah, tell me more about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically like a La Jolla
Island,
but they're like an entire island of La Jolla. People super chill there, families. I'm pretty sure every single families have their own golf cart, and you know, at the weekends, the dad is gonna put all the, you know, all the beach towel and then the toys up in the back. Take his family around, go for breakfast, and then head out to the beach. The lifestyle there is honestly just like in the movie. People are just, you know, very laid back, very, you know, slow, very relaxing.
I mean, that's what chills about it here.
Yeah.
People like the weather, sunshine, and you have sun almost very often. Except you get foggy sometime here down in La Jolla, especially near the coast. But overall, I think it's pretty worth it. Especially even at $1 million range price, people say it isn't worth it. But wait till you get here, you actually experience a lifestyle.
Yeah,
it'll be much different.
Yeah.
Trust me, you believe it.
Every single clients that I help them tour, like they say, oh, isn't it a bit too high? Whenever I show them like a listing in La Jolla.
Yeah.
But the moment I took them in, they love it.
They love it.
They love it.
Yep.
We don't talk about the price anymore, but we talk
it's all about the experience.
Yeah, it's all about, wow, I like this view. Whoa.
Because people got the money, but they just don't want to say it. Matter of fact, a lot of time, wait till they experience the goodness of it, like such as you buying a great product, an iPhone. You talk about, oh, it's so expensive, until you held it, until you actually used it. You realize it's actually worth it. It's just such a great product that everyone needs.
Yeah, and then you start to see, oh, I understand why it costs $1 million.
Willing to come here and spend the money, right?
Yeah, so it's very important to for us to be able to give our clients the vision, what is this product really worth? Really try to show them all the features of it, all the greatness of it. Let the clients experience it. It's very important for our jobs to do so.
I mean,
so that's why we use social media. That's
gain like exposure out here, just to simply show, display, and everything.
Yeah, you have to wait and see, and then you see why it's worth $1 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Well, matter of fact, thank you, Brian. Appreciate the time, and then I guess we'll talk again next time very soon about San Diego real estate.
Thank you for coming in today and having a conversation with me about, you know, what we're doing in the San Diego markets.
Forward working more and seeing you coming out to San Diego.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.